classic. Half the stuff I saw in this video I had completely forgotten about. So it starts out and we're doing this submission for the Oprah Winfrey show. It was around this time I think she was doing some kind of wildest dream contest, and you would submit whatever your wildest dream was and she would make it come true. You know, I never really watched Oprah. I don't watch a lot of TV, but somehow I found out about this and I thought, oh, that would be so awesome if she could make my dreams come true. And it's so funny to look back and see what it was my dreams were at the time and to see how much I've changed. But I laughed as I watched this video that we put together. It's so cheesy and it's just so funny. You can tell I was a little bit nervous in that video, and it gets to this part where I break out and start singing. Oh my goodness, you guys. It was so terrible. In fact, when I was editing it, I slowed down the speed on the video just so my voice wouldn't hurt anybody's ears. It was that bad. And it was out of tune, it was off pitch. I think I was really nervous. I'm sure whoever saw that video got to that part and thought, we're gonna do her a favor and not make this dream come true. Now with these way back playback videos, I do very little editing because I want the raw footage because I think it's fun. I want to keep it all there because I had very little of it back then because this was before digital and phones, where now we record so much and we take so many pictures that we have no problem editing a lot out of our videos. But back then, it was really rare for me to record something. Out of a whole year, I just have a few clips, so I just want to keep it all. So I show everything. And in this video, there's a part where we thought we were gonna have a tornado. We were following the news, and the weatherman said that there was a possible tornado for the Layton area, which is where we live. And so we were filming out the back window towards the lake, just waiting to catch something on film. And we sat by that window all night and filmed. So that's a pretty long stretch of the video, is just filming a storm. Then it moves on to this random soccer game. Oh my goodness, you guys. This also makes me laugh because I was not a soccer player. Never played it growing up. I was not an athlete. That's my husband. And if I remember correctly, we were invited by some couples in our ward to be in a co-ed soccer league, because people always assume that because Manuel played semi-pro and he played for Weber State, that he just wants to play soccer all the time. Once he stopped playing college soccer, he never played again. He's never played since. And that's been about 18 years. What people didn't realize is that he was a goalie, so all he had to do was stand in the net and jump. He never wanted to be a field player because he didn't want to run back and forth up and down the field. So whenever people would ask him to join a league or be on their team, he would always say no. And the excuse he would give them is that he had bad knees. So this couple in our ward asked us to join their co-ed soccer team. And when he started to tell them, oh, I can't because of my knees, they asked me and they said, well, can your wife do it? And I had no excuse other than, well, I don't really play soccer and I never have. They didn't care, they needed people. So I joined this soccer team and we had a few games, and Manuel recorded every moment that I was on the field. And as you can see, when you watch this footage, you can tell that I have no soccer experience whatsoever. And that part of the video stretches out to be a huge portion of this video. So you might want to skip over that, or if you want a good laugh, feel free to watch. And then at the end of the video, we filmed our Idaho trip. So at that time, we had friends living in Idaho, friends who are much, much more older than us. But that's the thing is, Manuel and I have always had older friends. And now that we're getting older, it seems that our friends are more our age. But ever since I can remember, we've always had friends that are 30 to 50 years older than us. And our friends in Idaho, who are not related and have never met, had both been asking us to come visit them sometime. So finally, we decided to plan a little summer road trip to Idaho, where we stopped first and spent the night with our friend Janet and her daughter. Now, Janet was our realtor of our very first home, and we've been friends with her ever since. So we went to Boise and spent the day with her, and we went on this tour. We ate at this really delicious restaurant, and her daughter, who is a gourmet chef, cooked up this really nice dinner. It was super fancy. And you'll see in the video, we went for a walk along the river. Then after that, we drove up to Cascade and met our other friends, Roger and Jackie, up there. Both of these friends have since moved back to Utah. But Roger and Jackie were missionaries in Germany right after Manuel was baptized over here. And he went back home for Christmas and got stuck in Germany. And they were missionaries at the time in his branch, and so that's when he met them and became friends with them, and we've kept in touch ever since. They had moved to this community in Idaho, and we went to stay at their home. They lived by a lake in the mountains. They cooked us dinner, and we went to church with them, and it was a nice little road trip. Anyways, as I look back at the people we used to be, it's just funny because we're so different now. We just seem so young and so awkward. You just can't help but laugh. Anyways, having said all of that, I give you the year of 2005. Enjoy.
Hi Oprah, how you doing? Welcome to my house. I'm Manuel, this is my dog Mitzi. Why don't you come on in, there's someone I want you to meet. This is my wife Lindsay. Lindsay, say hi to Oprah.
Hi.
What are we having for dinner?
We're having lime curry shrimp and a creamy onion sauce. Pasta.
That looks good.
Really
Maybe we should
good.
take a break and eat that first before we continue with our tape.
Yeah, if you were here, Oprah, you could try some. It's really good.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your wildest dreams?
Okay. Well, I graduated from Weber State a couple years ago, and I got a Bachelor of Integrated Studies in Social Work and Family Studies and Communication, and I work for the state. Every day I help people help their dreams come true. I put people through school, I give people financial assistance, I give them food stamps, and I help them get back on their feet again. And Oprah, I love working with people, but my ultimate passion is writing music. Ever since I was 8 years old, I've been writing. I've written poetry, books. I recently wrote a biography about me and my husband, but it's never been published. And I've written poems for weddings and lots of things like that. But I love to write music. In fact, I recently just recorded a song. It's hip hop, and it cost me $250 to do this song. It was really expensive. I really wish that I had my own equipment and my own studio, and that I could do this full time. I absolutely love it. That would be nice. But my biggest passion with my music, I write country, hip hop, R&B, rock, you name it, I can write it. My biggest passion is to hear a famous singer one day perform one of my songs. That would be my ultimate passion. Okay, these are the conditions that I'm currently working under with my music. I've got paper all over the house. I scribble down notes everywhere. You can find my songs laying by the toilet, by the phone, on the floor. Anyways, I write my ideas down and then I come here to the computer. Now, unfortunately, our computer isn't the best. It shuts down, it's got a virus or something, the screen goes black just about every other minute, so it's really hard for me to get my lyrics typed up. But this is where I come and I get my lyrics typed up, saved, and then I'm ready to take it a little bit further.
Hey Oprah, check out my wildest dream.
Yeah, that is his wildest dream. Okay, Oprah, this is where the paper path continues. Come into my messy room. Once I've got my lyrics written down, this is where I bring them and I can experiment on my little keyboard. I've got paper all over the desk, all over the floor. This is how I stay organized because this is how it makes sense to me, and this is where my creativity happens. Over here I got my keyboard. This is the only instrument that I own. I sit here on the floor, just like this, and I write my music. I got my little karaoke machine right here so I can sing my words and record them so I don't forget my ideas. And then this here goes with me everywhere. I take this everywhere I go because you never know where you're gonna get your inspiration. I could be driving down the street in my car and I just hit record and I go right to town singing into that theme. This is my best friend. Over here I've got all my ideas, all my inspiration, and this is actually the furthest that I can ever take it with all the things that I've got. So my computer, my keyboard, and my paper and my pen, and that's how I make my music. Okay, Oprah, I'm going to give you a little taste of the music that I write. Like I said, I can do any genre. This is the country song that I just wrote. I don't have the music down to it yet, but I have a melody. And just remember, I'm not a singer, I'm a songwriter. So I'm going to give you a little spiel of what I can do. This song's called Can't Steal a Young Girl's Heart. It's a time to have fun, you just live for the moment anyways. You'll stop on a dime and just forget about time. Go on dreaming for all of your days. Well, they might be right, 'cause staying young is a fight between life and the clock on the wall. As the days get colder, we only get older, and getting older just ain't no fun at all. You can't steal a young girl's heart. Oh no, it ain't easy, I don't care what they say. It's not about experience or how much you can pay. I don't care about your money or your big career ladder. It's not the big things in life, but the little things that matter. A young girl's heart is wild like the wind, and a girl's intuitions go deeper than her skin. For all of you men that need to hear it again, I told you from the start, you can't steal a young girl's heart. I told you from the start, you can't steal a young girl's heart. Okay, this is the song that I just recorded. This should give you a little bit better understanding of what I can do. That country thing just was a little bit out of my range because I'm not a singer. But anyways, this is what I just did. It's a hip-hop song. It's called Sugar Lovin'. And a lot of people that have heard this song say that it sounds like a song that Gwen Stefani would do. So let me know what you think. Here we go.
So hey, how's your man?
I haven't seen him in a while.
What? What are you gonna say when you see him?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. Here we go.
All your crazy situations and quick deviations got me in a situation for a live sensation. Try to keep it off my mind, but it's all last long. Every station on the radio is playing our song. Bring on what you got. You know your love is all I want. So I asked myself what it was I really want. A high class, out at a fine restaurant. No, don't wanna be a messenger. I'd rather stay a miss. Let's get straight to the point. So boy, here it is. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I love you and you love me. I want show your love from dusk till dawn. Home and good songs all night long. Your hand is in my pocket and a kiss on the cheek. I love you 24 hours, 7 days of the week. Bring on what you got. I'm telling you, boy, that your love is all I'm really want. So it's simple as that. I'll say it straight to your face. You got me head over heels. All I got is good attention. Got me driving my car, running every red light. How am I supposed to pay attention with you always on my mind? Caller ID has become my best friend. My refrigerator's covered with the letters that you sent. Obsession, suspicion, no, that ain't me. I just got a crazy hang up on my brother down the street. Let's go downtown and buy a new heart. My soul full of what I think it's gonna fall apart. I'm not a greedy lady, I just ask for a lot. 'Cause when it comes to getting love and yours, it's all I really want. Watch out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I love you and you love me. I want show your love from dusk till dawn. Home and
a little better understanding of what I can do with my songwriting abilities. Okay, I wish we had a little bit more time so you could hear all of my songs because I do so many different kinds. But Oprah, please, 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 my biggest dream is to have somebody out there perform one of my songs. If I could just get one song out there, I think that could be my opportunity. That's the hardest thing, is getting opportunity. It's just not easy when you're someone small like me. So if you could help make that happen, that would make us so happy. You would make my wildest dreams come true. And something we always joke about is my husband's family, they're from Germany, he's German, and the economy is pretty bad where they live right now, and his dad was laid off, his mom was laid off, and his sister's getting laid off. And so we joke about that someday this can be my full-time career and maybe we can earn enough to fly them over and help take care of them. But hopefully you can help give me some opportunity and get one of my songs out there for someone to sing on your show. Thanks for your time, and it was nice talking to you. Bye.
Hey Oprah! And don't forget about my wildest dream. See ya!
That's where it's gonna happen.
Holy crap.
I'm so sad. I wish people that live out there. It looks like it's gonna happen right there.
That one's coming, it looks like it's coming down a little bit.
What was it saying?
Will you switch around in the channel, see if there's something new? Don't go all, yeah. Put it like 2, 4, 5, 13 and see if they have something on the news about it.
Front of our house, or is it all just...
It's coming from over there. It's coming over the Salt Lake.
No, there isn't anything.
We'll keep the remote here so we can look around.
The power's probably gonna go out.
No. This isn't looking pretty.
Well, honey, I hope lightning doesn't touch you.
Honey, I'm really low.
You have a metal camera in it.
It's not metal, it's plastic.
Is not producing a tornado currently. It still has winds to about 60 miles an hour inside of it. So it is a very strong storm. Pushing the radar over to a different mode there, you can see the yellow that indicates the storm is upwards of 35,000 feet high, meaning it's got a lot of energy and it's very strong. There's a little bigger perspective on where it is. It's just south right now of the Weber County border, affecting the Great Salt Lakeside communities in parts of Davis County north of Bountiful along the lake shore. This storm may very well have been a tornado over the Great Salt Lake. It's hard to say.
Will you get it this time? I'm filming.
It's your mom.
Seen, but for a while, for about 30 minutes, the radar was indicating an extraordinarily strong storm. The storm is still strong, it's just not producing a tornado. It's been an active night in southern Utah as well. Checking the radar down there, you can see in the area around St. George, we still have some strong storm. And potentially homes flooded, roads washed out. We had almost 2 inches of rain in a 1-hour period on a place that just had a wildfire within the last few weeks. So that's a potential problem as well. But the big thing I want to make clear here is now the danger of a tornado along the Wasatch Front has now gone away. The storm that's in parts of Weber and Davis County right now is producing strong winds from Syracuse on towards Roy and eventually in towards inner parts of Weber and Davis County. It's not producing a tornado right now. That doesn't mean it's not dangerous. Winds to 60 miles an hour are still possible. So keep an eye out. We'll be here. We're going to update this for you in a moment. But right now, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 9:45. That's the latest one now for north central Davis County, west central Morgan County, also Weber County, including Ogden. So, much of northern Utah, north of Salt Lake City, experiencing a very large storm right now. And we're back to more weather updates in just a minute. think you see that the mentioned trucks have been rumbling all day in southern Utah. I'm going to show you some video of the flooded streets in St. Louis.
Rain totals of more than 2 inches over while storm drains got on. There's one way in and out. State Highway 2 was closed, but is now getting ready to reopen. The emergency crews are trying to determine whether they can rescue a man stuck in his truck in the Newton Cage area, 10 miles west of St. George.
3,000 of water in the remains. We mentioned that the tow truck down there, so we're going to tell the guys whether they're going to accept what they need or get here to figure out how to get him out of the truck tonight, or whether or not we'll make the trip and not stuck in the bus. We rescue him in the morning. Well, Bob, as you just mentioned, Fox 13 has learned that a man being held in a New Mexico jail on charges of kidnapping and rape has now been charged with the aggravated murder of Brooke Wilberger. 38-year-old Joe Patrick Courtney was served with an Oregon arrest warrant at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You may remember that then 19-year-old Wilberger vanished from the apartment complex in Corvallis, Oregon, more than a year ago. Wilberger was on a summer break from BYU when her family says she stepped outside of her apartment complex. Her sister vanished and disappeared. The only thing Brooke left behind was a pail of soapy water and a pair of flip-flops. Since that day she disappeared, massive searches of the area have taken place, only to come up with nothing. There have been several people named as persons of interest in this case, but none of those suspects have ever been charged or named as suspects until today. Tonight we managed to speak to a friend of Brooke's. She tells Fox 13 that Brooke's mother has remained extremely positive through all this. She went on to say that the family found comfort in knowing that their daughter's case was not a cold case, and they
There you go, Drew.
Come
Okay, everybody say hi.
Hi.
Introduce yourselves to the camera.
I'm Janet. I'm Amanda. I cook. I'm the cooker.
Yeah, the rice cooker. And who's this?
You know me.
Okay.
She doesn't look too happy to try to watch this session.
Oh, I can't.
That's what I think shot right there.
Yeah.
Oh, need some nice.
That just looks cool. I thought I'd.
That's Garden City over there, and it's kind of the armpit of Mercy, but it's going to get renewed. So,
But it won't stay that way. There's progress being made to improve Garden City.
so you can see they're putting fill in there to get it up out of the floodplain. So it won't be classified as needing flood insurance. So they have to raise the level of the ground 4 or 5 feet. Anyway, I walked that ground with a developer and the realtor and our company. It's involved. Fun. Yeah, so it was kind of unfortunate they're not preserving it. Once I was a bikers thing.
Wow. They're like, hey, why is she filming me? Are they protesting?
I doubt it.
Zoom in on one of those signs and see what it says.
Sounds like an organized thing.
Zoom in. What does it say on the sign?
Gavin's something. It says, I can't really read it on here either. There we go. They look like business names.
Didn't it say Jaguars on that
I'd like to remind all of you to please stay seated. Keep your arms, legs, and husbands inside this tour train at all times. Thank you.
That's why you're in the middle.
Miss Carissa, thank you. We'll see you when we get back.
What they call the 6-ray gunnet, and the sun hits it, and it's got 6 rays crossing it.
Wow.
Well, this was turned out
I wouldn't want to try to drive this.
So I had to put in my wedding ring. incorporated
Ah, we have Pioneer Village off to our right-hand side. These homesteads, typical of what we find in this area, from the 1860s through the 1890s. Little log cabin off to our right, built in 1863. The same year Boise's first house was built. By the way, that first house is still standing over on 4th Street, on the grounds of Fort Boise. Boise's first house, 1863. Here's our State Historical Museum. Now, they first opened their doors back in 1950. They are open 6 days a week. Idaho, up in the Salmon, Idaho area. And right now, at the Historical Museum, they are featuring the Lewis and Clark expedition. So I hope you take time to go check it out. Nice exhibit. Just across Capitol Boulevard, a red brick building. That's our Boise Public Library. Notice the exclamation point. Not every library gets to have one, you know. But you see, Flying Pie Pizzeria thought that we had such a wonderful library, and we do. So they raised the money, bought the exclamation point, and there it is. Now, how many of you can tell me how can they consider our library to be one of the tallest buildings here in our city? They consider our library to be one of the tallest buildings because it has the most stories. The Anne Frank Human Rights Memorial. It is one of 2 Anne Frank memorials here in the United States. You can park in front, it's absolutely free. And here we are in beautiful Julia Davis Park. This land was donated to our city by Mr. Thomas Jefferson Davis, 1907, in honor of his wife Julia, who died a year earlier. Back when the Davises lived on this property, their house used to sit where we are about now. Front used to face out to what is now busy Capitol Boulevard behind us. To our left, this all used to be a beautiful fruit orchard. Hard to imagine today. And from here, hey, great view of the backside to the Gene Harris Band Shell, built in 1927. Now, just across the Boise River to our right, tan brick building, that's our Morrison Center for the Performing Arts. It sits on the campus of Boise State University. Quite a bike ride someday. Boise, the city of trees. Now, here in our capital city, you are going to find 140 different varieties of trees. Boise, the city of trees, huh? I'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. Right now, the Bob Gibb Memorial Footbridge off to our right. This footbridge connects us to the campus of Boise State University. Boise State University, the largest university here in the state of Idaho, with over 18,000 students attending. Now, where you see the university campus area today, that area back in the 1920s, is where we had our city airport. Before that area became our city. Out this blue AstroTurf, problems, that blue Smurf turf. Mighty Boise River off to our right-hand side, all sorts of fun, especially on our hot summer day. Temperature 32 degrees. That's a cold river, and it just stays cold. We enjoy floating our Boise River in anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just depends on how fast everyone likes to float. And that's it. So we'll have another trip this afternoon at 3 o'clock if you are interested. Now, the Julia Davis Lagoon to our left, providing a nice home for all of our fine feathered friends. We even have a boathouse here in the park. You'll see the paddle boats out there. Those are the paddle boats that you can rent by the half hour or by the hour. I will be showing you this boathouse when we re-enter the park towards the end of this tour. Now, just beyond the lagoon, a nice view of the Boise front to the Boise Mountains. They provide a beautiful backdrop here for our capital city. Way up at the tippy top, the elevation, 7,500 feet. As a
Stop all the traffic.
Well, congratulations. A lot of you back there. Looks like you're still with us. And I'll have you know, we've never ever lost that third trailer back there. I was just pulling your legs a bit to see if you were still awake and paying attention.
Right, she's running a red light.
Now, Boise has been one of the fastest growing growing cities here in the United States. We are now one of the top 20 cities in the United States to raise a family. Proud of that honor. Several Fortune 500 businesses based here out of our capital city, drawing young families here. In fact, here's one of them, all off to our left, the Washington Group International. Formerly the Morrison Knudsen Company. In fact, it has been Morrison Knudsen since 1912. So it's taken a little time getting used to this name change, that's for sure. Now back when this used to be Morrison Knudsen, they had completed projects in each of our 50 states and in over 75 foreign countries. Morrison Knudsen built the Hoover Dam, the Grand Coulee Dam, the Washington, D.C. Metro System, and the launch towers down at Cape Canaveral in Florida. Some trees in the right place at the right time. Those of you visiting our capital city, I hope you all get the opportunity to visit our Morrison Knudsen Nature Center, completely free. Hard to beat a deal like that. And it all sits behind this red brick building, after all, it's a nature center. So it's tucked in behind this red brick building. It sits behind this building, which, by the way, is W. Moore home. He was a banker here in the state bank. He made lots and lots of money. Now, he built this home way back in 1891. We'll have a Google's out here on for $17,000. This home has 17 rooms. It's also the very first home in the United States of America to be heated by natural water or the geothermal heating. Natural hot water going for 150 degrees. This home's never had a for sale sign out in the front yard. Original family descendants still living in the home. C.W. Moore home. Next to the street by the curb. Look down now. The original mounting block and hitching post. Used for when the horses and buggies pulled up in front of the home. The ladies could step out of the buggy avenue. However, something special going on. First home is a red home with a white trim to our right. Now, inside of this home and behind these three homes, rows and rows of corals. They are growing these corals for cancer research and making some huge discoveries with all of this. So great stuff going on over here. Now, Idaho's first shark recently hatched over here. They had some coral arrive from Asia. Attached was a little leather purse. Had a heartbeat. It hatched. So now we have Idaho's first hatched shark. How about that? Large gray Mediterranean-style home up to our left, built in 1925, large gray home. Take a second look at this home's front yard. First front yard in our city to have an automatic underground sprinkler system. Car ran right up the center of Warm Springs Avenue. People would catch this trolley car in downtown Boise, and it would bring them out here to the end of the avenue for 5 cents. Now, once they got out here to the end of the avenue, they would go over to the Natatorium Plunge. Natatorium Plunge used to be the world's largest indoor heated swimming pool. Some even used to call it a 5-story pleasure palace. Oh, it had beautiful gardens and taverns throughout. Unfortunately, the plunge is no longer with us. He used to say they gave up, tore the building down. Tore the building down, left us a swimming pool. So today, indoor natatorium. You'll see the pool house off to our right. This is a public pool open daily at 1:30, and tomorrow will be the last day for the summer of swimming. Still standing, well, at least for the public pool. Still standing this red brick trolley house. This is where they used to hand turn the trolleys to go back down into the city. Today, the trolley house is a restaurant. Person, and I'm not afraid to admit it, so I drove up there. I checked out the home. Surprise one, they all actually have a nice sized backyard right here in Idaho and over in India. However, the quality over in India isn't nearly as good as it is here in Idaho. Just a handful of people in this world know how to cut star garnets. In fact, they are cutting them right now down at Stewart's Gem Shop as I speak. Now, the reason I am talking about Stewart's Gem Shop, my family happens to own the business. But you see, the flags, penitentiary just starts to open up, and then boom, we have 2 trees that just jumped in our way. How about that? Why not? Everything else is in our way. But keep looking past the trees. There's the old Idaho State Penitentiary. Now, back when the state penitentiary was an operator program throughout our states today. Now occupying the building, a counseling center, the Warm Springs Center, our old children's orphanage.
is fun. Look at the executive list.
Large area off to our right-hand side. This is Pioneer Cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries here in our city. In fact, it's been said that the who's who in Idaho history is buried right out here in this old cemetery. In fact, many Boiseans consider this cemetery to be the dead center of town.
He's eating a nut. Cute.
Are two separate phases. Started out with the center portion of the building with the dome. 1905, completed work in 1912. By 1920, they needed some more room. That's when they added the two side wings, completing the look. I'd like for all of you to look up to the top of our state capitol. Up there, you will see an eagle. That eagle stands 5'7", weighs 250 pounds. He is made of copper, then dipped in bronze. While looking up there, move your eyes down just a bit to our American flag. Next door, our blue Idaho state flag. That is the only state flag in the United States of America to have its state seal designed by a woman, our blue Idaho state flag. Base of the steps of the Capitol building, Liberty Bell. Liberty Bell was a gift to our state from the United States Treasury Department. It is an exact replica all the way down to the tone. However, our Liberty Bell does not have a crack in it. By the way, that eagle up on the tippy top, a little tough to see. By the way, they caught all the teenagers. They all had to spend one night in jail. They're now great-grandpas and one great-grandma involved. Idaho's first skyscraper off to our left, built in January 1st, 1901. Built in the French chateau style of architecture. They've had some famous guests who have stayed here at the Idaho. President Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Diane Carroll, just to name a few. They closed the Idaho about 4 years ago for a major renovation from the inside all the way to the outside. Now they have apartments inside, so that's the next phase. Here in the Idaho's life. The ground up to our left-hand side, so they're supposed to be building our Boise Tower building, but as you can see, not a darn thing going on over here. Dealing with some issues, shall we say. It's supposed to have been completed a year and a half ago. And here's our Saturday morning farmers market. Every Saturday morning, lots of people, lots of food. Oh, it just keeps growing. It's supposed to be over at 1 o'clock, but as you can see, there's still two Egyptian Sphinx. Looking down on top of us right now, the original pipe organ is still in place. Used to accompany the silent movies when they came to town. The beautiful Egyptian movie theater. 1906. Hey, it still is a social hall. They have a nightclub upstairs and downstairs. New Basque area here. They're going to be opening a Basque boarding house, and then this red brick building to our direct right, they're going to be opening a new Basque restaurant. Looking forward to this.
That's going to be fun. Wow.
And then here's the Basque block area. You'll see the Basque street, the green, the red, the white. Check out the Basque museum. It's halfway down the block. It says open. And then opposite end of the block, Guernica. If you'd like to try Basque food, get down here. It is wonderful. So enjoy the Basque block area. They'd love to see you down here.
We should go try that restaurant.
See, this is come down this dock.
This is camping area all down here. Oh.
It's about 20 miles long. In the winter, this freezes. You can ride snowmobiles across it.
You can? Well, I don't. You don't do it. Yes.
See the water, spring spring, the water would be perfect here. That rock will be covered up. The ski resort. All those trees on the top kind of thing. It's right in there. We got 4 or 5 things for that. Brand new ski lifts. So we do, we come in here and drop and go around that point. And we extend the beach like this. Going further away. So as you walk up, they got to hook your tube on. There's a little rope that you hook it on, and you slip the tube, and it pulls the both of you up. When you get up to the top, it just kind of releases you, and then you go down the hill, and you go back up. I think it's about $8 an hour or something. Gosh, we were there for 2 hours. We were exhausted just up and down that hill.
That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah. Quite a few sandy beaches.
Nice sandy beaches. And it snows more on that side. I'm filming it as we drive.
Our home is on the other side of that hill right now. So you go over that and
Yeah.
down and then come up in our place. I've never walked over. I've talked to companies, oh yeah, I'll show you sometime, okay.
It's really pretty when it's snowing. It's snowing. The trees are all flocked.
Is that too cold? It is 62 degrees here. So your mother's not working right now. Is she looking for work or?
Yeah, she is.
All these flowers over there are Brother Carrera's. What's his name? Ben Carrera's. They're his brothers.
They split the ranch.
They split the rest. They didn't have one all together.
He takes his on the other side of the tracks and other bank here that we know. That's his cows down there.
He got the house.
Okay, here we go. This must be my place. That's my sign there.
So do you make it up this hill with your car in the winter?
Well, yeah, I have a guy plows it.
Yeah.
I can go up if it's about 8 or 9 inches, but if it's heavier than that, I can't do it. I have snow tires and 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit that car this time.
There's a car right there.
I came close.
You sure did. Just keep going. What are you doing?
There's the keys.
Cheese. Oh. I didn't do that damage back there, did I?
Oh,
If
see?
you would have backed up further back here, I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah. I'll just quickly fill my room. My bathroom.
He goes around with a car. A good example for the young man. Classics.
I'm not finished.
Yeah. Anyway, so Roger, well then we got one a few days later. We finally won. And so then
I thought
he
I
figured
just
out
paid
that
this.
it was not our bill that he paid.
Don't know what it is. So I called the girl, so I can send that in the next 20 minutes. She faxed it to him. The next thing I know, I called. She said, you have a credit. Because they had taken, I paid $69.10. My bill was only $44. So I have a credit of $20. And I found the bill of the guy I paid, so I called him because it has the phone number on there. He was in Hawaii. So I told him, he said, well, how'd you have to? I said, they put the bill in my box by mistake. I didn't even look at it, I just paid it. He laughed, he said, well, you know, I checked the computer, and I pay all my bills on the computer. And he said, I don't see you paying by check. He said, I didn't remember writing checks, so I looked at my checkbook. And I thought, well, I guess I forgot to enter it.
Was talking about the tiles today in the Relief Society. She we home teach. Yeah, we home teach her.
Oh, okay.
He's having tons of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
You watch and look at
There's the train. Get a picture of the train. Twice on Sunday and twice on Saturday.
Cute.
When you get down to the low end, they'll have a flat car.
Yeah.
You can put rafts on it, and they'll take you up and they let you off, and you float down to Smith Ferry.
Cool.
They have an engine on either end. And then they just go down and then they just come back up. And we went on it once, and it was fun. They had
Makes your cars nice.
they enacted had a train home. They had actors and they had this big train robbery.
Cheese-a-roo.